where Great Britain handed over the territory of Palestine to Israel. And you can see how the territorial dispossession of Palestine has been progressing. Very similar to the processes that took place in the Essequiva territory, in the Malvinas case, and other territories in the world where the United Kingdom dispossesses territory and gave it to those who did not belong. It is a doctrine that continues to be in contention today, because you realize the interest of the United States in this territory that is in controversy, and in the sea that is pending delimitation. You realize that the interests there are those of the United States. And you know that in the Washington Treaty of 1897, which was the great political consensus to dispossess Venezuela and which was consummated in the fraudulent award of 1899, implies that this territory is given to the United States by the Crown. They say, we give it to you, as happens with the energy interests that are present primarily in the territory in controversy, as well as in the sea to be delimited. They are U.S. interests and are primarily Western interests. So we are really in the presence of a global war for energy resources.
There are people who consider that the International Court of Justice is the highest. That is, before heaven there is an international court. For some, however, Venezuela considers that the International Court of Justice has no competence. They say it has no jurisdictions in this field. Even the government has said so. So one wonders why Venezuela keeps going to the International Court.
Since the foundation of the International Court of Justice, the position of Venezuela has been very clear as to not recognize the compulsory jurisdiction of the court. Only 70 countries in the world recognize the compulsory jurisdiction. That is to say, they recognize the automatic jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice to settle matters of international interest. In this case, Venezuela has never recognized the compulsory jurisdiction, and it has not recognized it precisely because we had the precedent of the fraudulent award of 1899 and this controversy. The only way that Venezuela could attend the court is when it manifests its will to attend the court. The Geneva Agreement is also very important because the Geneva Agreement assumes that both parties must agree on the means of settlement of the dispute. Both parties must agree on it. So much so that every time a good officiant was to be appointed, both Guyana and Venezuela had to express its willingness to agree. And the last event, which was under the current Secretary General of the United Nations, Antonio Guterres, is that the personal representative that he appoints before raising the matter to the International Court in violation of the Geneva Agreement was appointed with the consent and the manifestation of will of both parties. Venezuela cannot be obliged to a means of solution that it has not given its manifestation of will. So this is an issue that is a historical position in not recognizing the compulsory jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice, and that is why it is part of one of the questions of the